being framed up, but one found it hard to vindicate oneself. Being misunderstood and framed up, one will feel more suffered than that of being openly hacked by knife and chopped by axe. He cannot divert himself from the inner anguish and bitterness. In most cases, this is the cause of human suicide. In this adverse situation, we cannot treat ourselves and the society with conventional thinking pattern. Complaining and calling for redress, blaming everyone and everything but oneself, being filled with indignation and being hostile to society can only speed up the collapse of one's own mind. We must understand, right and wrong should be left for God discerning, merits and faults should be left for Tao assessing, life and death, honor and disgrace should be temporarily given up. One should quietly wait for the good times of spring blossoms. One should firstly put oneself in a deserted island inwardly, seeing the Western world in cold detachment across the sea. At the same time, one should change this adversity into the turning point of life, work hard to explore the essence of life and human life and win over another way out. Unable to afford treatment when suffered from fatal illness. In such adversity, one should not lament his fate, nor should span 1,000 miles and waste time, effort and money to look for panacea. Qin Shi Huang sent 3,000 young boys and girls to the so-called Penglai Island to seek the elixir. As a result, they disappeared without a trace. Emperor Li Shimin, from the Tang dynasty, ate the panacea made by Yuan Tiangang, who was a famous astrologer and Taoist, also failed to prolong his life. Let alone us, these poverty-stricken common people. We go out early and come back at dusk and live frugally throughout the year. We cannot afford any money to consume. Moreover, the present medical fee is so expensive, we cannot even afford it. However, what deserves us to feel sorry and pity are our beloved relatives, because they are the people who feel the real sadness and pains, not us, because they want to subsist, and there is still a long way ahead of them, so we must first take into consideration for our relatives and friends. Well, for ourselves, should we lose our spirit, wear a long face, be depressed and let it be? Surely not. The Bible says, the mind of sinful man is death, but the mind controlled by the Spirit is life and peace. No one can be immortal, and death is not terrible. What terrifies us are the life of spiritual entity which will move towards the lower bound after the death of our flesh life. As we are faced with death and our time in the world is running out, we need put all our mind on the construction of our life of spiritual entity. In this way, our life of spiritual entity can be led to a better life space after we die. The real happy life is not being born in this world at all and is to go directly to the high-level space. In the second place it is the people who die immediately after the birth. In the third place it is the people who dies just after passing their childhood. The worst of life is the people who live confused and puzzled, and have to suffer at the age of 80. Because, the earlier the death, the less the sin, the more chances to go to the high-level life space. How to build up a spiritual entity life? The most effective and simplest way is to enter life genuine, and take the road of supertime space. In this way, you can transcend the life and death, directly reach eternal. Not only that, your fatal illness may also disappear, and you may rejuvenate again. Therefore, with the fatal illness, one cannot afford the treatment, which may be a chance for one to understand life, to find new and good situation in the desperate life, to bloom again and change from sorrow to joy. Seizing this opportunity, as you suddenly become enlightened, you may laugh, ha ha ha, so that is what it is.